All right. Welcome, friends. So good to have you here. Right now we're streamlining. We are streaming in the Streamline Business Strategies group. So welcome. Friends, come on in. This is an interview that I have been so looking forward to for quite some time. I've worked with Tabitha personally. I know how absolutely amazing she is and how life-changing her work is. So really excited to be here with you, Tabitha. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to have this conversation and get the conversation started, right?
Exactly. First of all, I want to thank those who are watching on the YouTube video or listening to this through the Small Biz 101 podcast. I encourage you to subscribe to both of these if you'd like more wonderful tools and advice and tips for growing your small business. And there's lots of great interviews already on those platforms, plus Tabitha, plus more to come. If you are here on the Facebook Live, I see we already have Ruth. So good to have you here joining us. Let us know, guys. Chime in. If you're here live, come on in, say hi. If you're watching the replay, type replay. Just let us know that you are here. And of course, as we're having this conversation, chime in. If you have questions, comments, anything to say about this topic, please hop on in. Brandon Hills is here. Hello, Brandon.
Yay.
Yes. Well, first, I'd like to introduce Tabitha. For those, I can't imagine anyone does not know you, but just in case, Tabitha Sweeney is a champion. She's truly a champion and mentor of authenticity and self-worth. Tabitha helps female entrepreneurs and business owners increase their net worth and revenue by learning how to deeper align within themselves. And Brandon, just because we're talking about females, I know we'll have some more men on here too. Body image impacts men as well, so stick it out. Tabitha believes that a healthy body image is the center of a successful life and helps women repair the foundation of their self-image. A healthy body image, we're going to get into this more, leads to greater feelings of worthiness and stronger boundaries, ultimately allowing for a practice of gratitude, understanding of manifestation, and the ability to level up in abundance. So our energy shifts as our self-belief grows, and this shift allows us to attract what we want in life as if we are a magnet. So Tabitha, thank you. I can't wait to dive into this more. So let's just go ahead and do this. Got some other friends here, Laura Loney, Jennifer Krieb coming in from Iowa. Oh, hello, ladies. Yes, Brandon, thank you for showing your support. And get Michelle on here to watch too. All right. So Tabitha, this is titled How Body Self-Image Impacts Business Success. So I'd love to start there. It's kind of a broad question, but I'd love to throw that out to you and just get some ideas of what are some initial thoughts that come to you when you think about that?
Yeah. So, that one of the coolest things I actually learned was when the very first body image program I ever ran. I thought I was going to teach women to put on a bathing suit and be okay with it. And what I learned went so far beyond that, because as their body image increased and as it grew more positive, these women started leveling up in their lives, in their interactions with their supervisors, in holding their boundaries, in changing careers, in asking for a raise, in all of these things where sometimes women sort of hold back in the workplace. And what I have found is, when I put thought into it, it made sense. Our body image, if we stand in front of the mirror and we absolutely despise what we see, then that comes across to our clients that we're uncertain. Our energy, no matter what our words say, no matter what our face or our smile says, our energy doesn't mirror that. And so when we can learn to really accept and love ourselves for exactly who we are in the skin we are in, that energy, it just radiates. and clients feel it and they're attracted to it. And I have watched women start closing more deals, getting paid more money, just overall things that were like, how does she do that? She did it by falling in love with herself.
How did you learn all about this? I'm curious what led you to this in helping women with this.
Oh goodness. That was such a long, a long process. So back, way back in a previous life, I was a fitness trainer who really truly believed that like I was just confident. It wasn't because of my body. I was just confident. Then I got pregnant and everything changed. My body changed. And I was like, oh, I was confident because of my body. And then all of a sudden, I had this little human who like depended on me 24/7 and you couldn't leave them alone. And I was like, do I drink a cup of coffee or take a shower or do burpees or what? My body was no longer even the top like 28 in my priority list. And that's when I realized there was this huge hole. I started looking for gyms as a mom. And I realized that like, this is great, but the classes and the daycare, the times don't line up. Or, sometimes when you have a baby, like you don't really know until 10 minutes before if you're going to make it out the door. So like you had to pre-register and all these things. And there was this whole big hole that just felt like a black hole where like we just lost this huge mass of women. And then at the same time, we were chirping at them to get their body back. Get your body back. Get your body back. And I wanted to scream because I was like, do I want my body back? I do want my body back. Do I want to do the things to get No, I do not. I don't want to do those things. They're not in my top priorities. And the process of getting really, really raw and vulnerable and ugly with myself about how I was feeling, what I was willing to do, feeling like a failure, all of these things eventually is what unfolded into what became Vitality Buffalo, which was a fitness studio for moms up until COVID, at which point I pivoted again. And what I realized was coaching was my passion. That's what makes my bucket overflow. Helping women overcome their own critic in the mirror is what helps my bucket overflow. Fitness was just the tool I was using. It wasn't a part of it. So that is really the coaching journey. It's the same thing I've been doing for over 9 years now since I got pregnant, and almost immediately changed my language about the way I was. Now I want to go back to my old clients and I'm like, I'm so sorry. Did I really tell you that the baby was up crying so you should have been able to make it to class? I'm so sorry. Because now I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, you've lived the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I was in your group program not that long ago, you asked a question that I thought was super impactful, bringing it back to the business impact of things. You asked a question, something to the effect of, what are you not doing in your business because of your own self-image, your body image? I know I'm not phrasing that right, but it was I just remember that was such an impactful question. Like, what am I not doing? Where is it holding me back? Body image. You asked the whole group. Was that the question or something like that?
Yes. Something to that effect, like what would you be doing if you didn't think about your body? And when you start thinking of those answers, I would get out and do more networking. I would post more on social media. I might get on a YouTube video. I might, get new headshots taken, whatever the case may be. Every single one of those things is a direct marketing item that will make you more money. So if we're not doing those things, then we are not, we're not becoming our potential in our business. We are not reaching our potential.
Yeah, I really want people to hear that, right? So you're not networking, right? So you're not getting out there meeting new people. And again, these are just examples, but I think they probably apply to a lot of people. Not getting new headshots, right? So when you're out there, and of course, people now for your businesses need to be on social media, have websites. So now you don't have current pictures and people can see you and be like, well, in person, be like, wait a minute, that doesn't look like the person that I'm seeing. And it turns out the photo is how many years old. And social media, we know that people want to see you, they want to see your image, they want to see, they're attracted to that no matter what you look like. They want to see you, and if you're not willing to be, if you're held back that way, it really is such a detriment.
And that's the thing, right? Because small business, especially, I know this is going out nationwide, but especially here in Western New York, small business is about the people. It's not about the product. It's not about the service. It's about the person behind it. And so people will choose the product or service of the one that's putting the person to the name, right? Like
Right.
they're putting the person, they're telling their story, they're showing their family. People want to support small business. They want to know that their money is going in your pocket as opposed to Walmart's, right? Like I certainly do when I'm shopping, especially holidays or birthdays. I want to make sure that I will pay more for a small business item than I will for something at Walmart or Target.
Heck yeah. Yeah. Julie just chimed in, relationship building. You're missing out on relationship building by being held back that way. So I think these are such powerful examples. And I wondered if you'd be willing to share maybe just a couple of tips to get people on the path to start shifting that feeling so they might start feeling more comfortable. How do you start that process?
It's really, it's hard and it's challenging because at first it's going to feel super awkward because we are taught, especially um, from a very young age, that like be humble, watch how much confidence you have, right? So like I don't know, I felt like growing up, if you got a little too proud, there was always someone there to kind of like knock you back down. And eventually that leads to us as adults not wanting to boast or brag or show ourselves. And so I have found that one of the things we need to do is actually start saying nice things to ourselves in the mirror. And that sounds really silly, but like one of the biggest misconceptions is people think that body image and body acceptance is this like toxic positivity that you have to stand in front of the mirror and you have to like absolutely love the skin that you're in. That's not true. All I'm asking you to do is accept it. That's it. Just accept it. You don't have to love it. You just have to say, we're together for the rest of our life. So we might as well get along, right? So stand in front of the mirror. Find something nice to say about yourself. Put on that pair of jeans or that blazer and tell yourself you look good. We automatically go immediately to like oh, but it would, if it was just like this, or, oh, this little bit that's hanging over my jeans. Don't focus on that. Turn around and be like, wow, my butt looks great. That's what you need to say. And that's what you need to do. That is one step, and it feels awkward. The next thing you can do is, especially if we've all been there, right? Like our wardrobe kind of, we outgrow it and things get tight, right? And we don't want to shop again. We don't want, it's money, it's depressing, we get upset. But I want you to think about this, especially if it's holding you back from getting out in front of people, networking, all of those things. You start every morning. You get out of the shower, you do your hair, you do your makeup, you get ready, you walk into your closet, and your next thought is, nothing fits me. So take all those clothes that are too tight, all those clothes that don't fit. You don't have to give them away yet. Okay. But put them in a tote, take them to the basement, take them to the attic, put them under the bed, get them out of your closet, and go out and get a pair of good black pants, a one button down shirt. Remember that the size is on the inside of the clothes. No one can see it. It doesn't matter what the number or the letter is. It doesn't matter. Get something that you feel good in. Don't cheap out and just go to Walmart and buy like the cheapest thing you can find, because you're not going to feel good in that either, even if it fits you. So just get one or two staple things, and then you can start your day feeling good, as opposed to one of the first thoughts being like, oh, this doesn't fit, this doesn't fit, and this doesn't fit. And you're already beating yourself up and you don't even know you're doing it. So those are two of my favorite tips for changing your narrative. The one more I'm going to give you is, remember that everything, our narrative in our heads, it's all stories we're telling us. You have the power to change the story you're telling yourself. Before you even start with yourself, start with recognizing the thoughts you're having about other people.
Mhm.
If you're at the beach, right, and you see somebody in that bathing suit and you're like, wow, wish I looked like that. Stop and remind yourself, that's a story you're telling yourself, is that she's so happy. We don't actually know that she's so happy. We don't know how much time and energy she could be spending every night crying because she can't eat a brownie. We don't know. And if you see somebody in a bathing suit and you're like, ooh, I don't know if she should be wearing that, stop and say, I wish I had her confidence. I wish I had the courage to wear that bathing suit and walk down to the water instead of sitting here in my cover up on the sand. If you can start flipping that narrative, and in a business sense, especially, because what that's doing when someone walks in and you have those immediate thoughts, you're letting them intimidate you without them even trying to intimidate. So right there, they have the power. Don't give up your power. It's the one thing you have in this life. Don't give up your power.
Oh, these are all so good. So good. So a couple of things came to mind when you were talking about these three tips. One of them was, and it reminded me because Julie is here watching. I've seen Julie post. She's been putting post-its up on her mirror and then posting selfies and putting them online every day. These
Yes.
affirmations like you're talking about. Like Julie's taking it to the next step. And it's so impressive. Every time I see that, I'm like, you go, girl. This is fabulous, right? It's taking that another step. But that mirror work is so important, despite the Stuart Smalley funny things that we think about. It really, really does make a difference, and you do get more comfortable with it. And another thing that came to my mind was thinking about, whether you feel like you're too large, or some people feel like they're too skinny, too small,
Mhm.
whatever that is, thinking about, do you know other people that you really admire in business who are on the larger side or are on the skinnier side, are kind of reflective of the way you are, or, and there's I feel like there's always somebody out there that has that I really admire. And that's because they are confident in their skin, right? Regardless of the size, they're confident. That shows through their confidence, their ability. You just feel the success coming off them because they have that confidence, right?
Absolutely. I feel like that is like, I truly feel like confidence is one of the biggest keys in success. Like, you cannot reach success if you're sitting in a corner doubting yourself and every move you make. Like, the most successful people in this world have failed 100,000 times over again, which I hate saying because I don't even believe failure is real, but that's a whole nother tangent. Like, they have fallen down over and over. They have pivoted, they have picked it up, they have been told they're crazy, everything. But they are successful because they are confident enough in themselves to know what they're doing, to believe in themselves. That's really what it's about. It's about believing in yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And starting out with some of those things that are just the basics. Like you said, the closet. I love that idea of clearing out the closet. And maybe each season just having one signature piece, like a fabulous blazer in winter, or, something that you just feel so good in and it fits. And it doesn't have to, break the bank by any means, but just
Mm-mm.
those simple steps. I love that.
And
Ah,
there are people out there whose job is to like help you figure out your style and what fits you and what colors go to you. And like, it is like, my mind is like at my daughter right now, thinking how she would think that's like the dream job, right? Like, there are women out there who this is what they do. And it's certainly an I don't have. So by
me
all
either.
means, sometimes our body image issues simply come from the fact that we're buying the wrong type of clothes.
Hmm. Could not agree more. Oh my gosh, that is absolutely so true. You brought up another thing too when you talked about your daughter, right? What kind of a message are women in particular giving to their daughters when they are concerned and they are holding themselves back? Like you said, that that beach example where they're missing out on going swimming with their kids, or whatever that is, that examples that's being set. You want that to be that proud, confident, successful person so that they feel that as well.
Especially as like, I mean, I'm a single mom. So especially as a single mom, like I want my kids to know that I work hard for a reason. And I want them to see that like the things that we're doing, mommy's providing, mommy is capable of, and if I can do it, then you guys can do it. I, made the mistake at one point of um not being completely independent, and it came back, and it's a mistake I will never make again. And I think I would rather my daughter learn that now at 8, 9, 10. Like, you don't ever put yourself in a position that you depend on someone else. You should always be independent. And if we are not confident in our bodies, then our body owns us and we are a slave to our body. So, even if you're independent in terms of like another human, you're not independent. You have no freedom if body image is not there.
Absolutely. And if anyone has any, as you're watching the live, if you have any questions or comments about this, please pop on. I see Kathy Walker is really appreciating this. Good to have you on here, Kathy. This is so impactful. And I want to shift a little bit because we've been talking about body image. And I know you have a program coming up that's about, and I want to ask you about that. But first, I want to talk about goals in general, right? Because you talk about helping people who have goals that it feels like they're constantly failing at, or they feel like they're failing at. Why? I just want to know, first of all, why does that happen? Why do people, all right, I'm just going to let you go with it. You got the question.
So, yeah, it happens all the time. And the craziest part is when I started doing this years ago with my clients, when we really started peeling back our whys, and I call it like going 7 layers deep. Like, we start really peeling and peeling and peeling. And what we get to is our first why. Like, why do you want to lose that 10 pounds? Oh, because I want these shorts to fit me better. Well, by the time we get to like the 7th or 8th why, that surface level answer is nothing more than surface level. Like, it barely scratched the surface because our whys become like, well, because I'm missing out on life, because my health is really in dire need and this is serious, because I am completely broke and buying new clothes is not an option right now. And when we start getting to the root of it, 9 times out of 10, it has nothing to do with that original why. So then we start, sometimes what we realize is that the goal we've set is not what's actually going to help us achieve this why over here, right? You could lose 100 pounds and still hate your body. That's the thing that we don't always realize, is that body image has nothing to do with what our body actually looks like. It's our own interpretation of our bodies. It's how we feel about our bodies. So we could lose 100 pounds, but guess what? Now we have flabby, like saggy skin, right? Like there's always something else to need to fix. And then the reality is we need to fix ourselves. So what happens is society has come at us so hard and has given us so many subliminal messages that we don't even pick up on anymore, like the clothes in the closet. We don't even pick up on how angry we are with ourselves every morning when we're getting dressed and we're flipping through the clothes that don't fit us. It's a subliminal message. The goals that I've noticed people pick, they arbitrarily will pick them out of thin air. I want to lose weight. Who would ever feel comfortable walking into a gym and being like, I just want to make new friends? Or I just want to get out of the house and away from my kids. Like we know that society, like if you walked in, I owned a gym. I wouldn't even walk in and say that because I'd be like, that's not the right answer. So what do we say? We say, I want to lose 10 pounds. But guess what? I don't really want to do the things that I need to do to lose that 10 pounds. So what happens is we want the results, but we're not willing to do the work. So therefore, we're never going to reach the goal. In a lot of instances, that's what I find.
Okay, so just diving into this a little more. Say you go through the seven why process and you get as deep as you can get. And it's a why that is completely unrelated to weight loss or whatever that is. All right, so you have that awareness. And then what do? How do you work with people? Do you again, I'll just leave it there. There's the question.
It depends on each person. So with some people, we look at the why, and now the why becomes, let's say the why becomes health related, or it's about our next generation and how they are feeling and teaching good habits. Well, now the why we're doing it has changed. So when we're going to do the same habits, right? We're going to still change our nutrition. We're still going to exercise and move our bodies. But the reason we are doing it has changed.
Gotcha.
So when you want to leave work and you want to go home and sit on the couch, well, so that your shorts feel a little better. Well, I have enough shorts that don't have any buttons on them. So that's not really a big deal. Or because I'm teaching my daughter how to take care of herself and put herself first and not get lost in motherhood and being a wife and taking care of all of these other people. Because exercising makes me a better person, because I sleep better. Our bodies need to move. And so sometimes people confuse the fact that when I say all this, they take it to mean that I'm like against exercise or I'm against nutrition. And that's not it. I just want your reason of why you're doing it to actually align with you, because that's what's going to keep you going. And sometimes what we find is actually at some points we get done and the person's like, oh, I guess what I really want is the courage to say, I don't want to change my body. I don't think anything's wrong with my body. But it's my mom, my grandmother, my husband, my boyfriend, who's always making comments that has me feeling this pressure. Right? So it's really a matter of dissecting it. And for every single person, that next step is going to be slightly different.
that makes so much sense. And it's so powerful when you think about it that way, that shift. And then there is so much more work that needs to be done to really figure that out. Yeah. Oh gosh, Tabitha, I just love that. Thank you. All right, and related to your work, I'd love to hear because you have a new program that I think is going to impact so many people really in a powerful way. Would you share about the program you have coming up?
I will. I'm so excited. So it is called Failure to Success. Although after I put everything out there, I came up with the name From Fear to Success. So, but everything's already, it's already printed. So it's Failure to Success. And it is a intensive, a workshop. It's on June 2nd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. virtual. It's on Zoom. And basically what we are doing is going through my tried and true 3-step program of dissecting your goals, planning your goals, and then reevaluating. Because sometimes what happens is we finally get to that destination, we hit that goal, and we realize the grass isn't really that much greener over here, right? What I need to do to maintain this goal makes my life not enjoyable, or this isn't really what I thought it was going to be. So part of the goals is also learning when it's okay to change your mind, when it's okay to pivot that goal, or to say, you know what, this isn't what I thought, and I do not have to be tied to this just because at one time it's what I thought I wanted. So it really takes it full circle. And it's 4 hours. It is set up workshop style. There will be breakout rooms. There will be big discussion. There is a guidebook. And then we have a follow-up call 1 week later, because I guarantee within that week, questions and thoughts and feedback will come up that we can then talk about later. So I'm so pumped because this is the first time I'm doing it in a group setting. I've done this program for years, one-on-one. And the thing I think that's so cool about being in the group setting is there is power in hearing that other people feel the same thing you do. We often mistake another person's body size, body shape, image, makeup, clothes, whatever, that, oh, well, what could she possibly have to be upset about? What could she possibly have to not, to be insecure about? And then you hear somebody say it and you're like, oh, and it makes us all a little bit more human. And it really helps hold that mirror up to the fact that everybody has the same insecurities. Some of us just hide it better than others, right? And my goal is to help people really get to a point where you no longer hide it. You don't carry the guilt and the shame for other people's words and actions and choices. You are only responsible for yourself, and you live unapologetically in that space, letting go of the people who you deem to be no longer serving you.
And this program, correct me if I'm wrong, it's not just about body image goals either, right? I mean, this
No.
helps
Oh my
with all-
goodness. No, that's such a good point, Connie. No, it's about any goal that you have had that you keep trying to get, but you keep falling short. You're not getting it. It could be body image. It could be weight loss. It could be getting $1,000 in the bank. It could be that happy marriage. So it could be something not that you wouldn't normally consider to be a goal, but like, man, we keep going around and around on this. And every time we ends up in the same fight, right? Anything you're doing that's got you on that hamster wheel, that's what this program is for. It's really to get off the hamster wheel.
All right, perfect. And I will be sure to include a link to that in the post, in the comments, show notes, everywhere I can post that. But separate from that, for anyone who's listening, what's the best way to contact you?
Oh, you can find me on all the social medias. I am at Tabitha Lynn Sweeney, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, and on LinkedIn. Um, you can find me at any of those. You can also find my podcast that talks all about this stuff constantly at Life Unedited. That's on Spotify. That is on all your major podcasting streaming services. We are there, and you can just listen to me ramble at you
It's so good.
nonstop.
It's so good. I love your podcast. Oh my gosh. Talk about real life too. It's incredible. All right. So one final question. What did I forget to ask? What didn't I ask that's important for you to share?
Oh my goodness, why is that such a hard
Or is
question?
there anything that you just, think is important that, and I realize this is totally off the cuff, but just anything that comes to mind that I
You
didn't ask
know,
you about that you'd like to share?
I think the one thing that, if I could have one thing that you woke up every morning and you repeated to yourself over and over again, it would be, I am worthy because I was born, period. Like, you don't need to justify why you want something. You don't need to earn it. You don't need to be good enough. We are all humans and we are all worthy. End of discussion. And so, therefore, you are worthy of your feelings. You are worthy of your body. You are worthy of your success. You are worthy of anything you can think of. And the crazier the idea is, um, go for it. Like, that's it. Like, close your eyes and jump because you're worth it.
Perfect. I am worthy because I was born. What a perfect statement to end on. Tabitha, thank you so much for being here today and for sharing your wisdom. And I encourage anyone who's looking to explore this more to please reach out to Tabitha, check out her program. You absolutely will not regret it. All right.
Yes,
Bye.
drop into my DMs, you guys. They're open.
Love it.
Thank you so much, Connie.
Thank you. Take care, everyone.